What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 22 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vilitch the Curseling Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Vilitch fought and defeated Sigvald and his relatively weak force and is now going to try to capture his territories. As we can see, he has 3 dark fortresses which we're going after, and that should at least give us 1 or 2, I believe, vassals, namely the Crag, and I don't remember who, but I think it might be the Aghole or somebody out here, which should be pretty good. We're not quite to the edge of the map here, and we still got a long way to travel. But hey, as long as we get vassals on the way, that should be just fine. Plus, there should be a lot of Dark Elves to destroy as we get over here, as contrary to the Valkia campaign, we'll be killing them all and replacing them all with Norscan vassals in their territory. We'll see how effective that is as compared to keeping the Dark Elves. Now, down south, we still have Egrim Malphasdar who's waiting, and I was going to wait until Grimgord decides to attack Greasus, because otherwise Greasus would take Knobbly Gorge, but the thing is, I don't actually think we care about Knobbly Gorge or really any of these territories here. What we do care about is Shattered Stone Bay and getting here as fast as possible, because this is the 4th territory of the Dragon Isles and would thus give us the potential of possibly vassalizing the Poxmakers by giving them a bunch of money, joining their wars, and by trading them the settlement. So this has to be our priority. In that light, I think what we do is we put you into an camp stance and just march you forward. Then next turn, rather than go all the way around here, we teleport over the water and then go for Shattered Stone Bay. Maybe we'll have a fight with Helman Gorst if he tries to attack us with 2 armies. Maybe we won't, but we'll have to see. Either way, I think this will open up the opportunity for Greasus to attack Knobbly Gorge, but once again, I just don't think we care that much about it. Now, Mr. Assassin, you can keep on assassinating stuff, as you do like that sort of thing. Who's easy to kill? 43, 57, doesn't look like either of you are particularly easy to kill. Unless there's an easier to kill one here, this is an assault unit, and this is an assault unit. Although the assault units might actually just give you a level. Yeah, you know what, maybe we'll do that. At least it won't exhaust you, like the assassination will. And this failed too, but it did level you up, so, you know. Let's get you an assassinate, because maybe that'll increase your chances of actually succeeding there. Alrighty, Gulator, alright, we were going to delete Gulator because there's potential for others, and frankly, he was just a temporary unit. Let's get Ekugax here instead, and he has Iron Skin, and let's see if anything good. We got Master of Massacre, and we got Ward Save. Honestly, these are kind of meh. I was hoping for more buffs. Auras, or chosen buffs, or night buffs, or anything like that, so we'll get the next one. There will be plenty more. We have an entire campaign to continue looking for decent units. Although I'm not a huge fan of the RNG, but what can you do? Alright, you keep stealing tech, buddy. Failure. Oh, looks like we're gonna get a lot of agent failures today. What can you do? You are at 8. Still pretty good, but we might as well still keep annoying this faction. We are going to declare war on them when our ranged army arrives to try to take Tsar Nagrand anyway. So, yeah, might as well keep doing it this way. And last tech thief, you are moving up here. And, oh, you gotta go north. You got a long ways to travel, in fact, unless you want to potentially block this army. You know what? I want you to block this army. They're probably going to attack the Port of Secrets anyway, but who knows? Oh, come on. I guess I jinxed it by saying that this would be a failure, and the game was like, okay, well, fine. You want this to be a failure, everything will fail. And now, Egrim, there's a not a insignificant chance that Helman Gorst, together with Johan here, all decide to attack you. Of course, that's going to be a problem, because, well, your army can certainly dish out a lot of damage. It will run out of ammunition. The ammunition on Flamers is actually quite little. We need to apply these skill points, I think, as otherwise it can get concerning. Now, as for the skill points that we want here, we have Warp Fire, so obviously. Doom Fire for the Hell Cannons. I mean, it would certainly work. It would certainly work. It would give them more ammunition. Oh, man. I really wish that Warpfire gave additional ammunition to our Flamer units, though, because they really need it. We could also get a point and glean magic to annoy Gorst specifically, or any other vampire lords. Yeah, you know what, maybe that's the best way to do it. 1 point in Doomfire isn't gonna change things, and honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a Hell Cannon actually run out of ammunition outside of a siege. So there isn't, it's not really all that necessary. Also, I noticed that you have a Dragon Ogre, which we could replace the Giant with if we wanted to. Oh, the question is, do we want to? We have the Giant here as a sort of ringer for this particular army, which isn't a bad idea. But the thing is, you have the Giants. And maybe we go for the Dragon Ogre instead. This is a completely unnecessary expense here, I gotta admit. But it kind of tempts me just for the variety. Although, on the other hand... Wait. The Giants currently have the 30% missile resistance from the bonuses, whereas the Dragon Ogres have 40% resistance because of Scaly Skin. Okay, yeah, yeah. We'll go with the Dragon Ogres then. And the Scaly Skin should be quite useful. They both have Siege Attacker, although the Giant has Wall Breaker, and then the Dragon Ogre for some reason does not, although I would feel like it probably should be able to. And, oh, wow. Oh, wait, this is a regular Dragon Ogre, not a Shaggoth. You know what? We'll wait for a Shaggoth. And then we'll replace the Giant with a Shaggoth instead. I think that's the way to do it. Alrighty, whereas you just keep going for Shattered Stone Bay. Let's see if we can make that happen. Now, we have a little bit of cash remaining. We should probably spend it on buildings, such as we can. I just want to double check if there's anything here that needs to be done, but it don't look like it. Shilong, we're gonna trade you, so you don't really need the port, so we're just gonna not waste our money on that. Plains of Zanbaijin, definitely get the money. And I guess get the Vassal Emissary as well. And then the growth, oh man. It's so expensive. And 25% Marauder Horseman ammunition. I honestly don't particularly care about this, but let's keep it for now. We're probably just going to trade it to the Dolgan or the Cool or somebody. And anything else that's upgradable? We're saving the cash here, but you know what? You can actually go back to Insights of the Void, at least for now. And we should probably check the other places. You're already in Insights of the Void. You are in Insights of the Void. You are not. But you have pretty much everything that you need now, so yeah, you can switch back to it. I must have forgotten to do it last episode, my bad. You can't switch at all, because City of Shigengan doesn't belong to us. Although, maybe we can trade these guys something for City of Shigengan. We'll see about that later. Mostly to just give them to our vassals so that we can get the entire province to be able to activate the commandment, if nothing else. Bloody Marshes, you're fine. You will be needing to switch in a few turns, and you're fine as well. Alrighty, well, you know what? Screw it. Then upgrade the wood, and if we trade it, then our allies will have it immediately. As for the City of Shigengan, is there anything nearby that these guys would like? I mean, if we manage to take one of these territories, let's see, Bamboo Crossing. No, this is a separate territory. What we need to ideally do is take like Daicheng or Tower of Ashung, while they take the other one, although it'll take us a long time to get here, and I'm not super confident that we'll be able to, but I guess we'll see. Alrighty. Well, that means this is an end turn, and we keep marching Vilitch up north. Skip the rest of that, end turn, and to Black Rock we go. Alright, looks like Goldtooth didn't attack us, at least. Although I'm not necessarily thinking that that's a good thing, but come on, I really want that dual stack from Helman Gorst to attack our army. I really want to see the undead just being melted in massive droves by our... Aw, he coward. He was afraid of our flamers, I guess. Oh well. He can't escape us forever. Ally mobilized against enemy. Confederation between Goldtooth and Eyebiter got a little bit stronger. Ally attacks armies. Clanishan and Spirit of the Jungle are done. Ambusher discovered Kazarak One-Eye. Manticore for Wulric Chimerax, who is Barbaros's guy. Yeah, that's fine, until we can get an extra Manticore in here to replace one of these Screamers. That's fine. You are heading straight to Fu Hung. Although, I do have to wonder whether... Wait. Yeah, we can auto-resolve it. Nah, just do it. Just do it. There's no need to fight a weak battle of this nature. And... it's a decent amount of souls. Do we want to sack it and then capture it? I guess we do. Nah, sack it first. We need the money now. And then you can capture it immediately after. I mean, I would have raised it, but the colonization would have taken too long. And occupy the place. Alright, now this place has a port. Damn. And I say damn, normally you love to get a port, but it's the cultist camp with dies that we could have used. Although it's just leadership for Marauder Horsemen, so it's not a big deal anyway. And yeah, it does seem that there is a small benefit to having a bunch of these extra territories, and that benefit is the fact that we can put more of them into getting us more money. Which is quite nice. Or more research rate, which is not quite money, but it's nearly as good. Assassin, if I could click you, I could move you, but I'm having trouble... Game? What is wrong with you? Let me select the assassin. Okay, I think we have to select them manually. You. I wonder why we couldn't click him. That's so weird. I guess he can move. Now he can be clicked. Okay, well, game doesn't like me today. So nothing's changed from any other day then. And, oh wow, you actually have 3 stacks here. Damn, that would be pretty fun to fight. But we have other things to... Oh wow, really? You can't... Oh wait, this is channeling. Yeah, okay, so what we want to do is we want to teleport you out here. Like so. And there, oh damn, Kugata's there. Ah, no, I wanted to take it before he did. We were just a little bit too slow. Yeah, I shouldn't have spent time in Knobbly Gorge. Now I regret it, but oh well, what can you do? Kugath, how do you feel about us? While the vassalage isn't super likely, would have been a lot more likely if we could trade you this territory that you really, really wanted. Ah, damn. What's the likelihood that he doesn't land? Probably non-existent since he's already right beside it. Too bad. Maybe we can allow him to take something else while we take, like, Pig Barter or something? Maybe we'll do something along those lines. We'll see. Pig Barter has spices and it might be sackable as well. Oh well. Now you. Do you want to do anything? Maybe assault these units here just to continue leveling up, although we did just level up your Assassinate skill. This will still give you XP, especially if you succeed. There you go. Good job, buddy. At least he ain't failing this time. Next. Tech Thief. You have to go back to Gorger Rock. At least this doesn't cost that much, and then you can go back to Blackfang. I didn't even check what the chances were. Hopefully none of them die. Ah, there we go. Critical failure. I had a feeling. Sometimes you get the feeling when the character is gonna die. Alright, Corrupt and... I don't know, War of Chaos. It doesn't really matter what you do, because you're gonna lose all your spells or your skill points anyway after you're done stealing tech and are no longer a tech thief. Because we're probably gonna evolve them all anyway. And then you... Where's that little army? Oh, where's it going? What the heck is it doing? I guess it's just gonna try to go after Howling Citadel. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Can they take it? Well, they can certainly siege it. The question is, can they destroy it before we take all their stuff? That is the question. To vassalize them, I guess it's here somewhere, eh? Pretty far away, to be perfectly honest, which is a little bit unfortunate. We may have to summon a temporary lord here at the Howling Citadel. Could you guys just... Oh, right, we can't even tell them to join the war. It's actually a really stupid mechanic, that our vassals aren't at war with them, but their vassals are at war with us, and not with any of our vassals. Our vassals should automatically be at war with anybody we're at war with. It's very strange. I guess our vassals declared war on the Decadent Host, but they didn't declare war on the vassals of the Decadent Host, but the fact that we can't ask them to join war is just the stupidest thing. Oh well. Yeah, so you're gonna need a temporary army just to hold the line here. Unearthly Reflexes sounds good to me. Oh, no, we should probably go for the Sorcerer Lord. Sorcerer Lord's gonna have to be metal, and there's an iron-skinned one. Nice. We'll take you, buddy. Beridan Festerheart, and then obviously you can max out Searing Doom, and you can also get... well, I guess you can get Metal Shifting, because you're just going to be spamming Searing Doom for the defense here. And oh look, you have some Aspiring Champions. Let's do this. We probably don't even need this many units in here, but you know what? If we get sufficient units here, we can actually go after the enemy army. Let's keep it like this, however, we'll level you guys up to Tzeentch and Marauders. Much does this cost? 1,000 gold? Yeah, that's not that bad. In fact, wait, let's go 3, and then you 2 go 2. There we go. And then, oh, we'll do you 2 as well. I'm thinking, if these guys are brave enough to still attack the Howling Citadel, maybe we just take the fight to them in the field, which is why I didn't go for the Chaos Trolls. Although it may be beneficial to get a couple Warhounds just to chase enemies down. And there are no Marauders here. Alright, fine. We'll get a couple of Warhounds as well. Hopefully that doesn't scare them off, but we shall see. You guys can become Marauder Horsemen. There we go. A little bit expensive, but, you know, we have to deal with it at some point since our vassals are going to be completely useless and unable to deal with it at all. Tech Thief. You can no longer catch up to... Wait. Their army can run further than an agent can? Well, that's just pointless then. Oh, you know what? That's stupid. You're just gonna give up. Give up. Go and steal tech somewhere. Isn't the point of having an agent to be able to block the army so it should move faster than the army? But the army, where we failed to block last time, moved further than you can move. Pretty annoying, game. Pretty annoying. I did say it was going to be hating on me today, but whatever. Let's have you move down to Zarnagrand. You're good now. You're goodish. You're goodish now. You still need your Exalted Hero or another Sorcerer, or... Oh wait, we probably want a... probably want another Soul Grinder, but we could get that anywhere, right? Huh. Actually, out of curiosity, are we able to get Soul Grinders in allied territory, or do we have to be in our own territory specifically? Let's find out. Now we can do it in allied territory too. Lovely. And then you can keep moving through here. And going after these orcs, finally. It's been taking way too long. Alrighty, that looks good to me. We should also probably tell Archaon to go attack something. Where are you going? To Ice Spewer. Why are you going to Ice Spewer? No. Go attack Sylvania. Let's see how far he can go. Maybe he'll achieve something, but more likely than not, he probably won't. Okie dokie, well, everybody's moved already, and there's nothing else we can do except possibly spend a little cash. Any money we can get from anywhere? Don't look like it, at least not right now. Well, I guess we could get this here, but at 5,700, it's also a little bit on the too steep side. You know what, let's save the cash, and we'll spend it next turn. Outpost available at Hanyu Port. That's actually a fairly useful one. You know what, let's build that up. Let's build that up. And we really gotta get these guys to like us more, so we need to declare war on more factions as fast as we possibly can. Which means, well, A, it means finding some more factions. We do see Imric now, so we can declare war on him. But, you know what, let's wait until we can see what's going on here before doing so. How do you feel about Imric? Kinda don't care about each other. I really want to vassalize Kugath rather than fighting him, but we shall see. Alrighty, well, we'll ignore that. Let's end the turn. Let's hit Blackrock with Vilitch. Kugath! Oh, let me guess, you want that non-aggression pact that we were just looking at. Is there any reason not to do this? I don't think so. I think we're okay. We can non-aggress with him. Oh, wait. Would you be willing to give us military access? Yes, let's do that. Because if he takes Shattered Stone Bay, he's going to otherwise... Yeah, he's going to take it. Damn. So close. One turn away. It's okay. Maybe we can bribe him with money later on, especially if he manages to lose his main army somehow. If we can force him into some wars like against Imric or against somebody that he wouldn't be particularly good at, or against rather, especially in the hands of the AI. Maybe he'll lose his army and then get vassalized. Alrighty, and now did we get siege? And oh, this is up again. I think we're gonna wait on the gift of choice. France of Conjuring. I guess we gotta go with my fortresses. I don't really care about the pink horrors, but the flamers, I think we're at 4 out of 6 now, so this will max us out. This is pretty nice. And we'll do the gift of choice next time. Mostly because I want to save the money for a little bit, or save the souls for a little bit, my fortresses. Alrighty, sacrifice to Mathan, Wa fails, don't care about any of that, but I do care about the research, so let's see what we got. Considering we have most of the good stuff, and oh wow, most of the stuff is now at 1 turn to research. Well, we gotta go through the 1 turns then. Unlock hero recruitment and post-battle loot bonus effects for altar improvements? Sure, let's go with that. Although Summoning Rite does give us Chaos Sorcerer capacity and some decent stuff, but we'll do it later. In my experience, it's always best to do the ones that cost only 1 first, and then do the others, because the ones that are 1 can't be reduced any further. Now you could grab Bilious Cliffs, which we did want to give to the Tong, or you could go straight for Blackrock. Honestly, it makes absolutely no difference, does it? Just go for Bilious Cliffs. Mostly because then otherwise you have to go back and then forward. This way at least you keep marching forward. Alright, occupy the place. Yes. Oh. and give it to our vassal immediately. Yeah, sure. Especially since they can't lose it, since we... Oh, damn. I shouldn't have done that. Nah, well, we could trade it back to ourselves. Because I just realized, because how then are we going to trade this from Archaon? It's just really annoying that they took it, considering they can't make anything useful out of it. Well, whatever. Whatever. You. To Blackrock you go. You can't go into raiding stance, can you? So just go out here. At the very least, the Tong will be able to at least level this up somewhat while we're there. Alrighty, let's keep looking for battles, shall we? Barbaros, you could go to Wily Village, rather, and then to Bamboo Crossing after that. Although you are kind of hurt, you should still probably be able to auto-resolve this. Yeah, alright, fine. Let's go, let's say, here. And, oh damn, there's an actual stack there. Might actually have to fight. So then go into encamp stance. You're not going to be at full health, but it should be more than enough to take care of the enemies here, especially as they don't appear to be building walls. And most likely this army will actually just straight up run away. In my experience, that's what the AI does, and I still can't click this guy. What the heck is wrong with this frickin' assassin? Ah, and he's level 1, too. Watch him die now. Moment of truth. No, but he did fail. And let's go specialist. Okay, can I click you now? Huh, yes I can. Okay, I think there's something wrong with this. Maybe it's because it's the edge of the map and the game doesn't like you clicking anything there. Lucky that you can select units through this menu, because otherwise that would be awful. I'm really disappointed about Shattered Stone Bay. I thought it was such a good plan. Oh well. Assassinate this guy here. Or at least try to. Try not to fail as well. I said try not to fail. Try harder then. Alrighty, Igrim. You... I want you to go into encamp stance and start moving towards the scrap towers. Not so much because we care about taking scrap towers, but more so because we want to fight these guys. And if they want to attack us with 2 armies, well, they're more than welcome. Although Zhao Ming is coming here too. Huh. I'm kind of tempted to go back and take the Haunted Forest, though. Although if this is right beside Kugath, maybe we can bribe him into it. We'll see. And it looks like the orcs are going to be taking stuff very shortly as well. Blade Raw, okay. I think it's Pig Barter that we want. I do have to wonder whether we can give it to one of our allies and allow them to build whatever special building can be built there. I don't know which factions can build the special building there, but we'll see. I actually don't recall whether I've taken Pig Barter in any campaign other than the Boris campaign, and the Boris campaign was... I think before it had a special building, so it makes no difference. Also, you are at 12 now. You know what? You can stop doing that for a little bit. I'm just a little bit concerned about you dying like the rest of our units died. And where are you going? Oh, he's gonna go down here to annoy the... Oh, he's gonna try to take the Black Fortress. No. I don't like that at all. Go take something else. Go attack Desolation of Drakenmoor. No Dark Fortresses for you. Only we get the Dark Fortresses. It's completely wasted on the AI. Now you're moving up, but you haven't attacked. But that tells me that you're most likely going to try to siege this, so we probably shouldn't build any more units here, so that it stays as it is. Alrighty, that sounds good to me. Vilitch, you're stuck as you are. Ragnar Zorteller, you have to go to the Darklands Orcs, so away you go. A little bit of an admin-heavy episode right now, I know. We'll have to deal with it as soon as we can find a proper battle. Baradin Festerheart, you have to stay where you are. Igrim Malphasdar, we've moved you. Barbarous, we've moved you, and that's about it. Unless there's more money to spend. At least this way we'll go through a few evolutions of several of our territories a little bit faster, which is never a bad thing. Writhing Fortress, you are beside some allies, so we probably should get you your vassal emissary. And that's about it, although we didn't reduce the cost, but meh, whatever. Too late now. I mean, it's not too late, but it is too late in the sense that I'm too lazy to go back and redo it. Alrighty, now let's end the turn. And let's keep going. I imagine that Sigvald will be back by the time we head up north. So we'll have to fight him again, hopefully with a full and proper stack this time. As in more than what we've been dealing with Vilitch. Vilitch just wants a proper fight. like a real challenge on the field. Ah, damn, the Caravan of Blue Roses is still not attacking us. Warhead of the One Eye. You've ended your non-aggression pact with us despite loving us? I don't understand the Beastmen faction. Honestly, I have a feeling that the devs, and I think I've mentioned this in one of the campaigns, but I don't remember which one. I have a feeling that the devs just put the Beastmen in specifically to annoy the player. They can't be vassalized, they can't be controlled even as chaos for some reason, even though the Beastmen are pretty simple and would follow the strong, and the lore would support them following chaos hosts, but whatever. And yeah, they sort of just randomly declare war on you, even if it's completely suicidal for them to do so. It's very weird. Unit experience gain all armies, or character experience gain? I don't really need the unit experience right now. Let's go for the character XP. Alrighty, Vilitch to Blackrock you go. Looks like no army there, so it's a free take. And we will... Close victory? We'll probably heal to full anyway. Man, honestly, that didn't seem like that bad in terms of damage. And then we'll occupy the place. And it's a new free Dark Fortress as well as a Gambler's Armor. You have Obsidian, which is quite nice. And while that is quite nice, we have to go for Corpse Mound and Fort Raid trophies first. We'll go for the Obsidian later. I'm also a little bit worried about the fact that there's a ton of Slaneshi corruption here. Won't that cause a control problem? No, we'll see. And then I guess here is where we can vassalize these guys from, or at least I hope so. Because they have a lot of territory. Unless Siggy was giving them all the good stuff. Oh, and look, this guy's actually done sieged us. Alrighty, well, it may not have been possible to find another battle, but unless Barbros can fight some, or not Barbros, the other guy. And oh, you're going to Bamboo Crossing, aren't you? With this garbage little army. Can you take it? Maybe. I don't really care about everything else here, but we should take Bamboo Crossing for ourselves if we can. Oh, and look, that army's here. Let's grab Wily Village, I don't know why I can't say that one. For ourselves, occupied, auto-resolve it, etc. Do we sack it? I wonder how much it would cost to repair it. I would honestly just love to raise it for the souls, but the fact is, if later on we're going to be powering up our allies here, we should be giving them these things. We're going to be raising a lot of stuff in like Empire and Kislev territory, so I think these things, if they're all going to go to our allies, we should be a little bit more careful with. Maybe raising it would have been the right thing to do. I'm not sure. It really depends on how much it would have cost to. Or sacking it, rather. It would have depended on how much it would have cost to repair it. Now, hopefully you don't go for Bamboo Crossing. Can we tell you to go and attack somebody else? Like, for example, these guys? Go all the way out there and attack them. Somehow I doubt they will, considering they have like 1 billion armies coming down here. And we may have to choose whether we take the jungles of Qian or whether we can go for the Bamboo Crossing. We'll see. Well, either way, if the only battle that we're going to get this episode is this one, we're gonna fight it right now. And it should be a pretty fun one, mostly because it's basic units versus basic units, which is generally fairly enjoyable. And there's still some concern that we can take heavy damage here, because a lot of our units are unbuffed and our lord untested. Now, let's get you some temporary banners and ancillaries. Cultist, no. Dark Soul, no. Slave Master, no. Zealot, no. Alright, how about some temporary magic items? Scroll of Leeching... Do we care about giving you the Scroll of Leeching? Honestly, we don't. And, oh, we have 2 Forbidden Rods. Okay, I'm not willing to lose a Forbidden Rod. I'm honestly not willing to give this guy anything that we're willing to lose. Also, before I forget, Scroll of Power, plus Channeling Staff Fuse. Another Forbidden Rod, very nice. Very nice, I appreciate it. And let's just get you a Talisman, Protection, and Charm Shield. Just gray stuff that if you die is not a big loss. Honestly, you can... Would the Earthing Rod be of any help to you? Is this guy a caster? No, he's just a regular lord, so it wouldn't even help. Alrighty. Iron Curse Icon, yeah, sure. Dragonbane Gem, yeah, I can keep the Talisman of Protection instead, and you have... you know what, you can have the Gambler's Armor instead. Make you a little bit stronger. You're only a sorcerer after all, though you should be fast enough to run away if things go south. Alrighty, I think that's good enough. Let's have you fight, and then we'll take away your items after. They are indeed going to fight. And we have a couple trolls here, which is going to be a huge problem for them, especially if they can manage to kill a lot of those Zerkers, though they are not armored trolls, so we do still have to watch out for that. Otherwise, we're going to give the Standard of Discipline to, let's say, you and to the Aspiring Champs, because they're our main units, and let's get to fighting. Huh. I'm just noticing that if you get really close, you can see the glowing eyes behind the helmet, but they are hidden behind the helmet there. Also, I do like this model with the freaky mouth that covers basically the entire face. Well, anyway, it's still going to be a temporary army, but we may get the Lord back at some point. Anyway, this should be an interesting battle. Lots and lots of Marauders facing off against, well, lots and lots of Marauders. The enemy Marauder Berserkers, of course, the biggest threat on the field, and they've got quite a lot of melee attack, plus the increasing effects of both Frenzy and Berserk. The physical resistance that grows pretty damn insanely, and same with the melee attack, so that should be pretty fun when we actually get in combat with those. The other major threat from the enemy army is, of course, that they actually have Marauder Hunters with Javelins, so a decent ranged line, whereas our only range are our Marauder Horsemen, which obviously wouldn't be able to face off one-on-one against a unit of Javelins unless they charge them directly. We'll see how we manage that. Now, I just realized the doggos seem to run directly through the little fences here, whereas the horsemen actually knock them down, or apparently that's the way it looks. Anyway, the doggos are going to give chase to our Marauder horsemen. Fortunately, they're going after the regular Marauder horsemen and not our much more valuable Marauder horsemen of Tzeentch with their magical javelins there. Of course, we will lose a few horsemen to the piles of doggos, but the doggos will go down eventually, especially if we can manage not to miss so damn many shots. Come on, Javelineers, you gotta be better. Bring down a few doggos. It might have actually been better to just force these guys into a fight, but the doggos were taking damage this entire time and are now in fact routing, so it'll be a simple matter of chasing them down and making sure they either get off the field or are otherwise destroyed. This also appears to have annoyed the enemy army sufficiently that the Ant's Nest has been kicked, or the Wasp Nest, and they are now heading towards us. We've set up over here towards the edge of the map, which I don't generally like to do, but this is mostly because there is a nice little cliffside here, which we can use as a pseudo wall so that the enemy can't go around us on this flank. There was no other option to do that except near the edge of the map, though this is still, you know, quite a ways off. It's not like we're bottling up right here and using our Searing Doom spam and while the enemy blobs up there, which we could have very well done if this was, well, a cheese sort of playthrough. Anyway, it's going to take some time, but looks like the enemy has actually sent some Marauders, Marauder Berserkers at us, actually, running at our horsemen with their axes held high, but they ain't going to reach them like that, and most of them are going to be pincushions by the time we're through. There we go, although they're getting really close to our horsemen, though, and ooh, we're gonna take some javelins from the enemy horsemen, although fortunately we do still have the barriers up. It's probably not for long. And at the very least, every single unit of Marauder Berserkers that we can take off the field like this will make it much easier for our main battle line to fight, especially as our regular Marauders won't be able to deal very easily with those Zerkers. That said, while the Marauder Berserkers may be able to destroy the regular Marauders, we do have 2 units of Chaos Warriors here with our 110 armor and their fairly decent melee defense. Good luck to the Zerkers dealing with these guys, because they don't have armor piercing, even though they do have anti-infantry. Armor piercing's only at 14, so good luck with that, which is why we're keeping these guys out front in this formation. And of course we're going to keep our Chaos Trolls to move in wherever they can, and then the rest of the regular Marauders to surround and kill the enemy once they've engaged the main defensive force. well, hopefully that will work out. We also, of course, have access to portal glyphs on both of our units, since we now have access to said portal glyphs due to the Gifts of Chaos, and both of our Exalted Hero as well as our Lord are currently Undivided Lords, so yeah, double portal glyphs. Plus our single unit of Aspiring Champions can summon a single unit of Pink Horrors, which we can use either to absorb hits or to actually use them as a ranged unit, since we, well, lack ranged units. Alrighty, well, looks like the enemy Berserkers are very, very much basically dead, and now we just have to keep working on those Marauder Horsemen as well as those Doggos here. Our shields are still up, which is quite nice as well. Shields seem very good on the, on cavalry like this, or on skirmisher cav. I mean, generally they're quite useful, but on skirmisher cav and on range units who actually have a decent chance of getting those barriers back up and running before the battle is over, I do think that that is particularly useful. Anyway, the main battle is about to be joined while these skirmishers continue to, well, skirmish. Looks like the enemies are gonna hit into our Marauders as well as our Chaos Warriors, though the Chaos Warriors shouldn't have too much trouble holding. We also have our portal glyphs opening up, X2, and they will be hitting the enemy range units, and we have our summons going all over the place and the Searing Dooms coming down to annoy the enemy. As we can see, the Portal Glyph Furies are going to go hit those Javelineers while we have our Pink Horrors target whatever units they can reach without doing too much damage to ourselves. Speaking of not doing too much damage to ourselves, the Searing Doom coming down sort of at the back of the enemy blob here so that it doesn't clip our own units, as I'm a little bit wary of doing damage to them. We also have our Aspiring Champions and our Exalted Hero in the center here, so I do imagine here, at least in the center line, we should have a pretty major advantage. Over on this side, however, we do have a pile of Marauders ready to go in as soon as the enemies are engaged, and this flank is where we are most likely to lose our units. The Marauders of Tzeentch are already at half HP, and more Berserkers are arriving by the second. Although a unit of Chaos Trolls is going to help bail them out, we will definitely need to support them as soon as possible. Over on this side, we've sent in our Marauders of Tzeentch with spears to try to hold off enemy Norscan Warhounds as well as their horsemen, although it looks like those have run off and now they're just going to be fighting Berserkers with some support from Hounds, additional Marauders, as well as our horsemen as well. And another Searing Doom coming down. Looks like it did quite a lot of damage. We can see it did 25% damage to each of these Marauder Berserker units here, and now it's time to surround them. Lovely. Of course, this was probably something that the Marauder Berserkers will probably enjoy, because that'll just mean more targets. Let's see, over here, our Chaos Trolls decided to rout. Man, look at that. They have 75% HP remaining, all 16 out of 16 models. They've got lots of units everywhere nearby, and they're just like, no, no. And the Lord that they were fighting is actually lower HP than they are, and they're still gonna rout. Yeah, this is what makes it feel weird with the Trolls when they're on the AI side, because the AI gets so many leadership buffs that units that traditionally rout at the drop of a hat, like the Trolls in our case, will not rout when they're on the AI side, but they will rout for you, like we can see here. And they're not even terrified or anything like that. They're just like, no, 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 that's too much. Very slight damage and no model deaths, still too much for us. But it's okay, because the enemy's still not getting through our Chaos Warriors. And it's still susceptible to Searing Doom spam on all those piles of Berserkers. There we go, another one dropping down, and those Berserkers now all at 25% HP. And our Marauders, though hurt, are still holding. We also have our Warhounds moving in and actually doing a very good job at ripping those Marauder Hunters with Javelins apart, which is a little bit surprising. I would have thought that they... considering they're a decent melee combatant and their melee attack and defense stats aren't horrible, that they would do fairly decent damage to the Chaos Warhounds, but not so much apparently. Same thing going on here, and it looks like the last of the units of Berserkers here are surrounded both by Marauders of Spears and Marauders with great weapons, hitting them in the back. And at this point, we've begun chasing down enemy units, more so than trying to kill, as in our Horsemen and our Doggos are all going to try to chase any routing units, because the enemy army should shatter shortly. This was indeed meant to be, my friend. You should have recognized that. A bolt of change coming down, and that signals the end of the battle with that little firework as the enemy army does finally decide to shatter. One of our trolls did run away, as in that unit went off the field, which is always the riskier run when you move towards the edge of the map like this. But it's perfectly okay. Our losses, well, we did lose about 400 units, so still certainly some losses occurred. But it's mostly Marauders A and B. We care neither about the garrison here nor about this temporary army, so it's all just fine. Otherwise, it's just a matter of chasing enemies down so we don't have to deal with this army, but let's speed this up. I really love watching Marauders fight with other Marauders. Or actually, it's more so I like watching units basic units fight each other, because the battles tend to be pretty fun. Actually, it would be more fun if it were two different types of factions rather than like on like, but I'll take what I can get, especially since we did want the battle. And there we go, close victory, and we should be able to annihilate whatever is left after this. Alrighty, there we go, easy enough, certainly a good selling point for the Chaos Warriors of, well, regular, of Undivided, considering the enemy completely lacked armor piercing and therefore really couldn't get through those units or hurt them at all. And as we can see, they hurt the Marauders much worse, despite the fact that the Chaos Warriors were essentially pushed forward to the, front line, to the edge of the front line, and the enemy hit them first, but still barely managed to do anything. Gotta love that heavy armor. Now, we will get the souls here, because it's most beneficial. We just need to chase down and kill this army, and then we can delete Baradon here, as he will no longer be necessary, though we may bring him back. I actually didn't even check what he has other than Iron Skin. He's got, well, he could devote to anything, but here he has Children of Nurgle as well. Oh, man. I mean, we're obviously not going to pay for this right now, because that's a lot of souls for essentially nothing, but with Iron Skin, this guy could at some point become a really good lord. If only we could somehow get a devoted lord that still keeps Children of Nurgle. That would just be so great. Can't manage to do it right now. But anyway, you can auto-resolve this, and then you can delete. Assuming that there are no other armies here. Hey, we got a free Power Stone. Get more souls and money, I guess.
We will not.
There you go, buddy. Good job. And unfortunately, you cannot keep that Power Stone or anything you got. Most of this stuff is actually going to be turned into other items, so yeah. Alrighty, and yeah, there are indeed no other enemies, and we will be making another army shortly. We just need to get our money up. That's kind of the issue right now. Our vassal tribute is too little, and frankly, our income is too little for the armies that we've got. So you go away for now, and we'll get you back later on. Yeah, because the thing is, I still want to get Vilitch's army to, you know, be maxed out with lots of Chosen and Knights and all that sort of stuff, and I want the various types of Forsaken and Spawn to go into a different army, which will spawn near Vilitch at some point and then go south into Norska, as we still have a Wulfric and a Throg to vassalize, as well as the Ecstatic Legions and whatever remains alive in Norska when we head south towards it. So it's still always very strange to consider Norska south of anything. But anyway, I believe we're out of time, so I am going to call the episode here. It was a nice little battle with the Marauders facing off against Marauders. It's always fun to play with, as you don't get the guaranteed win with something like Vilitch's army, which, well, because of Vilitch, can't really lose. Next time, we continue trying to deal with the remnants of whoever opposes us down south here, the Spirits of Shanlin and the Burning Wind Nomads. They should be done within an episode or two, and then this army will be ready to move forward. We are also now moving out our ranged army, so hopefully they will engage some Darklands orcs shortly, and we may even want to declare war and just kill Khazrak, because he randomly decided to annoy us, and frankly, he's going to declare war at us eventually, so if we catch him with our ranged army, we'll just kill him on the spot. And then lastly, we will obviously try to get a proper battle going against the Caravan of Blue Roses here. If we can catch out the the forces of Helm and Gorst, that would be great, though it looks like we won't be getting the Haunted Forest because Jiao Ming is liable to go for it, though whether he can take it with this much attrition remains to be seen, but we'll have to find out next time, so stay tuned for it. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.